Hey everyone, Ruben here, Kindred PDX, and this here is the question of the day, number 13. And here we go. We have a 4-year-old French bulldog. He fence fights, jumps and barks at the TV, and nips the legs of loud people. We want to be able to watch a football game without him freaking out. Go on walks, take him to public places. Okay, so all right. With these things here, fence fighting, jumps and barks at the TV, nips the legs of loud people. Want to be able to watch a football game, so without him freaking out. So I'm assuming maybe he's doing these things when the TV's on. Nips the legs of loud people. These definitely are things that tell me that we need to give the dog something to do. A dog who's able to nip the legs of loud people, regardless if they're loud, he's nipping them, and I can see he's probably just roaming around the house. He has the ability to move as he pleases, and now he is given the opportunity to be able to do that. So we need to remove his ability to even make that choice, okay? Because what he's showing us is that this freedom is too much for him. He doesn't know what to do, and now he's just doing things, okay, to make things that he doesn't like stop. So he, in essence, is creating his own rules for the people in the house, okay? So we need to start making some rules. And one of those rules is going to be, for us, is going to be place command. It's like when you're in the house and we aren't doing anything, if we're not on a walk, if I'm not outside playing with you, if I'm not engaging with you in some way, I need you to be here, okay? And this is going to teach the dog a couple of things. It's going to teach the dog boundaries, but it's also going to teach them impulse control. Jumping and barking at the TV, nipping at the legs of loud people, fence fighting even, is all rooted in a lack of impulse control. And so we need to start building that up in our dog, okay? And place command is going to be one of those areas where they get tons of practice with impulse control, because the idea of it is that they stay in one spot while the world goes on around them, okay? The other thing is that we want to teach them a language. So we need to get some communication on board, so this would, for us, it starts with looking at, okay, does the dog know leash pressure? If they don't know leash pressure, then we need to start there, okay, and then start teaching them what we actually want them to do first. And then, even for a dog like this, and for every dog, we always do remote collar training as well, and this is going to give us off-leash control. And so we're going to want to take the necessary steps to get our dog good with the leash pressure, teaching them what we like, what we don't like, teaching them what we want them to do, layering the remote collar over that, so then we can remove the leash, because if it's only on the leash, they're going to need to have a leash on inside the house, and we don't really want them just dragging a leash on all the time. So that's why we always recommend remote collar training. And we're also going to want to teach them what nope means. What no means. We use the word nope. You can use no, you can use you can use whatever you want, but it has to be consistent in that if, for example, he breaks place to go jump at the TV and you say nope and give him a correction, he knows to stop doing that and actually go back to what he was just doing. That's how we like to teach the word nope. It's to mean stop what you're doing, go back to what you were just doing, which was lying calmly on your bed, okay? And that's the same thing with the fence fighting. It's like we can't really address that too soon. I mean, you could if you wanted to. You can put a remote collar on him and correct him for engaging in that. But I definitely find there's a lot of benefit in doing the preliminary stuff first, because, maybe that doesn't even become an issue because we are fulfilling other things in other areas and building impulse control. So again, it might not be an issue, but if it does remain an issue, we're going to have a language built up. So then when we're outside in the backyard with the dog, maybe we're playing, and then the neighbor's dog comes outside and he runs over there to start barking. We can say nope, give a correction, and he actually will come back to us to continue doing what we were doing. And then he's learning, oh, well, I don't need to worry about that dog over there, okay? And then going on walks, same thing. We're going to want to just start slow, starting inside the house, getting a good walk in place. If he's pulling all over the place, just walking around inside your house is a great starting point to start to feel what a walk looks like, and start to actually see, oh, this is where I need my dog's position to be at. And so then when the dog gets better, you can start to move outside, and really just keeping it low key. If he's getting reactive on the walk, you're going to want to do a lot of directional changes, speed changes, keep the dog on their toes, right? Because they're operating an autopilot at this point. Taking them to public places, all that stuff can happen, but we have to do some preliminary stuff where the stakes are low, right? Like holding a place inside the house while we're just cooking dinner and moving around. A dog who can't do that, very benign thing, just staying on the bed inside the home, is going to struggle a lot if you're trying to take them to a cafe and put them into a down, and having them try to ignore things. The distractions are way too much in that context, and they're just going to struggle, and you're going to struggle, and you might be more apt to leave them at home the next time. So practice in these other areas to build up to that point. So it might start with place inside the house, and then maybe it starts with taking his place board to the park and placing outside there, and just starting to teach him how to get into this relaxed state even when he's in these other areas. The dogs need help generalizing these things, so you always want to, again, start low and then just build up as the dog gets better and as your skills get better with reading them and being able to work them through the things that they struggle with, okay? So, for the jumping at the TV, nipping the leg, that can be solved with place command. Just put your dog on place, friends come over or you're watching a game, maybe have a back tie on them so that if you do make a loud noise and he jumps off the place board, he can't make it all the way to you, whether that's to nip you or whatnot, but he can't make his way over to try to correct you, and this gives you an opportunity to be able to stop him and make sure everyone's safe. You can be nice and calm, say nope, send him back, okay? But yeah, so it always starts with going back to the basics, right? So we have a bunch of YouTube videos that go over those basics, leash pressure, teaching the basic obedience commands, all of those things help us work towards our bigger goals, but we have to start at a foundation first, right? So that is question of the day, number 13. As always, if you have any questions about this, you can, I believe, leave them in the comments on IGTV here. We'll also be posting this up on YouTube, so it can be accessible there as well. Yeah, as always, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, so then you can just get daily updates on what we're doing, training tips. We just try to post as much as we can. So hope you all have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.